Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. And today we're going to be taking a look at identity theft, something that I think we all kind of know about.
Mm-hmm.
We see the headlines, we hear the stories,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure we all realize just how big of a problem it really is and how it's changing
Right.
and, what the real impact is. So uh, you've been looking into this
Yeah.
for us.
A lot of research. Yeah.
What's the big picture here? What do we need to know?
Yeah. So identity theft is a massive problem, and it's something that, like you said, we all kind of know about. But it's a lot more than just someone stealing your credit card and buying a bunch of stuff.
Right. Right.
It's a lot more complex than that. And like you said, it's evolving constantly.
Yeah.
And when we look at the numbers, we're talking about a crime that impacts millions of Americans every year, costing billions of dollars. And I think one of the things that I found most interesting in looking into this is that it's not a one-size-fits-all crime.
Right. Right.
Different age groups face very different vulnerabilities.
Yeah, that's what really stood out to me, too. It's not just about protecting ourselves, but like thinking about our families.
Yeah.
Our kids, our parents.
Absolutely.
And, different vulnerabilities at every age.
Right.
The one that I thought was really scary was children.
Oh, absolutely.
Like we think about identity theft as, oh, someone's going to spend my money.
Yeah, exactly.
But a lot,
Yeah.
For kids, it's something completely different.
It's way scarier for kids, yeah. So a child's social security number is like gold to a scammer
Wow.
because they have a clean slate, right? So a scammer can use that to create what's called a synthetic identity,
Okay.
which is essentially a fake credit profile.
So they're building like a whole fake person.
Yeah, whole fake person. And that can go undetected for years.
Wow.
And so by the time that child becomes an adult and tries to apply for credit,
Yeah.
their credit history is already ruined,
Wow.
which is like,
That's a huge problem.
it's a massive problem. It's, you're stealing someone's future, essentially.
That's not just stealing money.
Exactly.
That's really damaging. So we've got kids on the one hand,
Yeah.
and then we were talking about, older people, our parents,
Right.
who might be more susceptible just because they're not as familiar with technology.
Yeah, that's right. Seniors are often targeted because they may be more trusting. They're not as, comfortable navigating the online world or
Right.
the digital world and all that. So they're more likely to fall victim to phishing calls,
Oh, sure.
where a scammer will impersonate a legitimate institution to get their information.
Right, like the IRS or the bank.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or even like tech support.
Oh, tech support. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah. So we've got kids at risk. We've got seniors at risk. But then in the middle, let's face it.
Right.
Social media has made all of us vulnerable.
Oh, yeah.
In ways that we don't even realize.
For sure. Yeah, social media, I think, is one of the biggest factors that's changed the game when it comes to identity theft.
Yeah.
We're all so quick to share our lives online,
Right.
what we're doing, where we're going, who we're with.
Right.
And we don't really think about the fact that all of that information can be used by scammers.
Right. And it's not just what we're intentionally sharing.
Yeah, exactly.
It was all the data that they're collecting about us behind the scenes.
Right, exactly. And I think, we've talked a lot about how different groups are vulnerable, but this
Yeah.
is where AI comes in.
Yeah, this was a big one in the research. Like this is
Right.
this is where it starts to feel like almost a losing battle,
I know.
We're talking about things like voice cloning.
Yeah.
That's like ripped from the headlines.
It's wild. Yeah, voice cloning is something that is already being used in scams. And it's terrifyingly effective
Yeah.
because it preys on our emotions, right? And imagine you get a call from your child. Their voice is trembling. They say they're in trouble. They need money immediately.
Oh, man.
It's heartbreaking. And in that moment of panic,
Yeah.
you might not even think twice about sending money.
Right. Right.
And there was a recent case where a scammer used voice cloning to impersonate a CEO.
Oh, wow.
Authorized a fraudulent transfer of funds from the company's account, and it was so convincing that the bank employee didn't even question it.
Wow. That's crazy. And it's not just voice cloning.
No.
They can create these fake profiles
Yeah.
on social media
Yeah.
that are indistinguishable from real people.
Exactly. Yeah. AI can generate these profiles that look like real people. They interact like real people. They build relationships.
Yeah.
And they gain your trust.
Right.
And then they use that to manipulate you into giving them personal information or sending them money.
Right. They're playing the long game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And AI is just making everything so much more complicated.
Oh, yeah.
Before we spiral and get too freaked out, though,
Yeah. Right.
let's talk about what we can do.
Okay.
What are some things that we should be looking for?
Okay, so I think one of the most important things is to just be aware of the red flags.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
So the most obvious signs of identity theft are going to be any unexplained activity on your accounts.
Okay.
So missing bills, surprise charges, bank withdrawals you didn't make. Those are all major red flags.
Okay.
You should also check your credit reports regularly for any accounts or loans that you don't recognize.
Okay. So basically checking our statements, our bank statements, credit card statements, looking for anything fishy.
Exactly.
Okay, but what about being proactive?
Okay, so proactive steps. One of the most effective things that you can do is to freeze your credit.
Freeze your credit. Now, this is something I know people have heard about.
Yeah.
But I don't know that everyone knows what it means. So what does that do?
So basically, freezing your credit prevents anyone from opening new accounts in your name without your explicit permission. So it's free, and it's one of the most effective ways to protect yourself.
So it's like putting a lock on your credit report.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it seems like a no-brainer, right?
It really is. Some people worry that freezing their credit's going to make it a hassle to apply for new credit in the future.
Right.
If you need a loan or a credit card or something.
But it seems like a small price to pay for that peace of mind.
Yeah, it's a really small price to pay, and it's super easy to temporarily unfreeze your credit if you do need to apply for something.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
So that's freezing our credit. What about passwords?
Okay, passwords.
Big one.
Huge. So many accounts, I can't remember them all.
No.
Yeah.
So what do we do?
Yeah, so this is where a password manager comes in.
Okay.
Basically what a password manager does is it will generate and store strong, unique passwords for all of your accounts.
No.
So you only need to remember one master password.
Oh.
And it's much safer than writing them down or, using the same password for everything, which I know a lot of us are guilty of.
Oh, yeah. So that sounds great, but I know a lot of people are concerned about,
Yeah.
Is that safe?
Yeah, it's a valid concern. What if the password manager gets hacked,
Right, right.
So I think the important thing here is to do your research and to choose a reputable provider.
Okay.
Look for one that uses strong encryption and two-factor authentication.
Okay.
Read reviews, shop around and choose one that you feel comfortable with.
Okay, so we're freezing our credit. We're using a password manager. What about just the devices themselves?
Oh, yeah. Our phones, our laptops.
Yeah, our tablets.
Our tablets, right. All of that.
Yeah, those are...
Treasure troves.
Yeah, full of information.
Right. So device security is crucial.
Okay.
You want to make sure that you're using strong passwords or biometrics, like fingerprint scanning or face recognition to lock down your devices, and never, ever leave your devices unattended in public.
Yeah, that's a good point. What about something that seems like kind of old school in this digital age?
Yeah.
But we always hear about it, shredding documents.
Oh, yeah. Shred is...
Like, is that still a thing?
It's more important than ever, I think.
Really?
Think about all the information that's on a bank statement or a credit card offer,
Right. Right.
It's a gold mine for identity thieves. So shredding those documents before you throw them away eliminates the risk of them falling into the wrong hands.
Okay, so it's the little things.
Yeah, little things.
Being mindful about what we share online.
For sure.
We talked about the dangers of oversharing on social media, but what about things like public Wi-Fi?
Oh, yeah. Public Wi-Fi is notoriously insecure.
Okay.
So you want to avoid using it for financial transactions or accessing sensitive information.
Okay.
If you must use it, consider using a VPN to encrypt your connection.
Okay. And then we talked about monitoring our statements.
Yeah.
Is it enough to just do it every month or?
I recommend checking your credit report weekly if possible.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, the more often the better.
Okay.
Catching any suspicious activity early can make all the difference.
Okay, so we can get free credit reports, right?
Yes. You can get a free credit report from each of the 3 major credit bureaus.
And those are?
Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion.
Okay. So we're doing all the right things. We're being careful. We're being vigilant. But what if, despite our best efforts, we become a victim?
right?
What should we do?
Okay, so the first step is to report the identity theft to IdentityTheft.gov.
IdentityTheft.gov.
Yeah, so this website is a fantastic resource.
Okay.
It'll provide you with a personalized recovery plan
Oh, wow.
with step-by-step guidance on what to do next.
Okay.
So you'll learn how to freeze your credit, contact creditors, file reports with the appropriate authorities.
Okay.
It's a really, really great resource. Okay, that's good to know. So it really seems like you can't be too careful these days.
It's true. It's unfortunate, but yeah. The more informed we are, the better we can protect ourselves.
Well, this deep dive has been really insightful, but I have to admit, I'm walking away with one kind of big question.
Okay.
And that's, how is AI going to impact the future of this?
Oh, that's a big one. It's
Yeah.
a really good question. And I don't know that there's an easy answer. It's kind of a double-edged sword, right?
Right.
AI can be used by scammers to create even more sophisticated attacks.
Yeah.
But it can also be used to develop more robust security measures. So
Yeah.
it's this ongoing arms race.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the outcome's going to be.
It's definitely something we all need to be thinking about.
Absolutely.
And, beyond just how effective it is, the ethics of this are huge, too.
Yeah, the ethical implications of using AI in this context are huge, and it's something that we need to be talking about
Yeah.
as these technologies continue to evolve.
Yeah. Well, this has been a sobering but really important deep dive. Yeah, I agree.
Thanks for walking us through all of this.
Oh, of course. Thanks for having me.
And to everyone listening, stay vigilant out there.